Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I should welcome myself back to the channel. It's been a long time. I have wanted to sit down and film a video for weeks and weeks, but just haven't had it in me to do it. Really, not much has been happening, although the last time I filmed an update was, I didn't even look, probably, it would have been March, I would say. So it's been a few months since I've done a proper update, I think. It feels like it anyway. So I thought I would just sit down and let you know where I'm at. I think the last update that I gave you guys was when we received Tim's sperm DNA fragmentation results, which weren't what we were hoping they would be, but kind of explained a few things in regards to our previous failed IVF cycles. Failed embryo transfers, and why we haven't been able to get pregnant. That on top of our DQ alpha match, all play a part, a contributing part. So since finding out Tim's sperm DNA fragmentation is sitting at 30% or 31%, it's 30 or 31, I can't remember. Since finding that out, he's been on a antioxidant vitamin supplement cocktail and has been cutting out all of the bad foods. So he hasn't been drinking alcohol, and he has cut heaps of sweets back, all of the refined sugars, less processed food, although we didn't eat a lot of processed food to begin with, but Tim sometimes did, just when he was out and about for lunch and things. So we've just been really conscious these last few months at eating clean. I have always eaten cleanly, but one thing I've realised is whether the food is healthy or not may not matter depending on how your body reacts to you eating those foods. So I have got food sensitivities, which I have kind of ignored over the years, and it's probably not the best thing to do. So things like watermelon and fruits high in fructose, definitely I've avoided for a couple of years because they did start to make my stomach balloon, and I knew my body didn't agree with foods high in fructose. But over the last year, maybe more, I've had a really foggy mind, like fatigue, lacking in energy and motivation. This last year especially, I've been feeling more depressed than I ever have. We did lose someone significant to us, and so I think grief has that effect anyway. But before going into another IVF cycle, I just wanted to rule out any hormone imbalances or mineral imbalances. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't putting anything in my body that was causing inflammation or having a negative effect on my digestion or my eggs. I have been seeing a nutritionist who's also a naturopath, and she has helped me try to kind of work out which foods don't agree with me, try to get the inflammation down in my body before we start IVF. I'm just trying to do everything I can, everything in my power to hopefully make this next cycle a success and make changes. One thing that does terrify me is knowing that our last IVF cycle was 2 years ago this month. So a lot can change in 2 years. That scares me a lot. But we know things that we didn't know before. We know about Tim's sperm DNA fragmentation, hopefully with the changes he's made, and the things that we'll be doing in this next cycle, such as TESE and IMSI, which I'll go into. Hopefully doing those things, we can change the outcome of this upcoming IVF cycle. TESE is where they extract the sperm from the testes. Apparently that's meant to prevent sperm damage, and we'll be doing IMSI instead of ICSI this time. So ICSI is where they randomly select a sperm to inject into an egg. IMSI, they look closer at each individual sperm and try to select the strongest looking one, which is what would happen in a natural cycle. The strongest sperm would make it to the egg first. So IMSI is definitely, it's up another level basically. It's a more in-depth microscope, and they can see a lot more doing IMSI. So I mean, we're hoping that doing those things will make a difference. I'll be on different medications this next cycle, which I'll go into closer to the date. Last time I spoke to you, I said we were going to wait 3 months to retest Tim's sperm for DNA fragmentation to see if the results have come down. End of March we decided not to retest his sperm for a couple of different reasons. The test is $500, so it's not a cheap test to do, although it's not the most expensive, it's still not cheap. And because we will be doing things like TESE and IMSI, things that we've never done before in a cycle, and knowing he's cut out alcohol, coffee, processed bad foods that are known to not be great for sperm quality, knowing he's cut all of them out, he's been exercising, he's lost 15 plus kilos since January. So, I mean, a lot of positive changes have been made, so we're just hoping that the number has come down. We decided that regardless of the results for the sperm DNA fragmentation, we do want to try and use Tim's sperm at least one more time. So there's not really, even though it would be peace of mind knowing what his number is, what that fragmentation number is, and even though it would be good information to have, I don't think it's necessary at this point because we've already decided we want to try with Tim's sperm again. In regards to gestational surrogacy, nothing has been happening. We won't be able to start that process until we've done an IVF cycle and until we've got some frozen embryos that are good quality and chromosomally normal. Once we have those things, praying we do, we will start that process. I know a lot of you will relate that the unknown is terrifying. IVF is terrifying, it's so expensive. We haven't had a good experience in the past, but we are definitely doing everything in our power to make this cycle a success. We are hoping to start our 4th IVF stim cycle in June or July. Hopefully June, which seems very, very soon, although, you know, July seemed like ages away, but it's really not anymore. I don't know. Hopefully we'll be able to go ahead with a June cycle. I would highly recommend, if you're wanting to investigate your overall health and well-being and reevaluate the foods you're eating and how they're affecting you, I would highly recommend you see a nutritionist. Not only is it great for fertility, but for making sure you're living your best life and feeling the best way you possibly can. So yeah, I think that's kind of it for now. I will do some more videos, start getting back into it. I've been really neglecting it. As I said, I've just been trying to work on my well-being, both physically, mind, body and soul, basically. And it's a process. I've just been trying to work out what I'm doing with my life. We all have moments in our lives where we come to a crossroads, and this is one of those moments for me. But yeah, I will definitely start producing more content. My battery's about to die, so I'm going to leave it here. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're all doing really well wherever you're at in your journey. Love and baby dust, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye guys.